Today, we're about to go into the Spider-Verse and see a whole new Spider-Man. One that you might thought that we've never seen on the big screen, and we're finally gonna get it. This version is Miles Morales' version. Get inside, Peter Parker, get a new Spider-Man on the block. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka, and what is Movie Breakdown? The movie review series. We look at new and old movies. We give them a grade A through F, plus and minuses do count. And as a movie want me to review, let me know. I'll try to get to it as best I can. Now, let's jump into Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. First thoughts. Wow, this movie's good. Because when I first watched this movie, or I seen the preview at the end of Ant-Man and Wasp, I was like, this looks cartoony. I'm not sure I'm gonna like this. I don't feel like watching this. I'm gonna skip it. Well, for some reason, everybody and their mom kept telling me how good this movie was, how you need to see this movie, how you need to go watch this movie. And then I work at Planet Fitness. At Planet Fitness, they kept playing the Sunflower song, which is a key song in this movie. They kept playing that song over and over and over and over and over again. With the video, the music video to the song is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm seeing this at work every day. People keep telling me you need to watch this movie, and I finally decided to watch it. I've seen the movie twice in the span of 12 hours. That's how good it is. I enjoyed it every time. Every time I try to watch it, I stopped what I was doing to watch this movie. It is phenomenal. First thoughts, continue my first thoughts. It's the colors of the movie is great. The designs of the characters is great. Everything mixed together. I saw the commercial. I saw the end credit of the end of Ant-Man and Wasp. I saw like how they made like the pow sound, that little comic book bubbles and everything. I was like, I don't feel like watching a movie like this where they're doing all of the like comic book styling stuff into it. I don't feel like doing this, and I don't want to watch this. And I ended up watching it because a friend of mine, she was like, you have to watch this movie. You have it now. Watch it now. I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a movie review on it because everybody keeps telling me to watch it. Everybody was right. This movie is great. This movie, the art, the styling, the music, the voice acting, everything about this movie, it is, my gosh, so great, so great. The one bad thing I can even think about this movie is the villain, and the reason why is because he doesn't really have a he has a background story. He has a motive for what he's doing. But Marvel has this issue with other movies. The villain's never a strong point. You never really get attached to the villain besides Thanos and Killmonger. But everybody else, and Loki, but everybody else you kind of just like, okay. And Kingpin fell into that same trap in this movie. So what's the movie about? It's about Miles Morales and how he becomes Spider-Man. So Miles, just a normal kid, got into a very prestigious school, and he's starting to realize like he doesn't realize he doesn't fit in. Like he fit in back in his home school, doesn't want to do this stuff, and his parents kind of make him go through school. So he's like, okay, but he likes drawing, he likes graffiti art. You know, only time he can do that when he's around his uncle. Well, he went to go do some graffiti art with his uncle, gets bit by a spider that got transported into his city. Spider bit him. I like having the spider bite him. He doesn't like freak out. He just taps the spider and keeps going. Well, because of that, he ended up getting the powers of Spider-Man. He gets the sticky web crawling on the wall kind of stuff. But he also gets two other powers. He gets the power to turn invisible, and he also gets the power to shock people, called Venom Shock. Now, this is just like how he is in the Ultimate Universe, just how he is in the comic books. So, if you guys are comic book fans in the Spider-Man Ultimate Universe, Spider-Man Peter Parker dies. Just like he does in the movie, he dies. However, Miles Morales takes over and becomes a new Spider-Man. Now, Miles Morales does have he does get bit by this chemical spider at the same time as Peter Parker is still being Spider-Man, but he doesn't want to become a superhero. Miles Morales never ever wanted to be a superhero. Most superheroes, they avenge their family or become something, like become a superhero because something else. He doesn't want that. He just got bit by a spider and he just want to live his normal life, but he has his abilities. When Peter Parker dies in the comic book, he takes over the role of Spider-Man. Similar to this movie, when Peter Parker in his universe gets killed, who, by the way, is the Peter Parker that is the one from Tobey Maguire. He's Tobey Maguire Peter Parker. He does the whole like stop the train. He does the whole I think he did a Spider-Man Homecoming thing when he's like, but instead of like reaching out, grabbing like the ship, he's actually like grabbing like two I think buses from falling over the edge. I don't know. It was funny how they do his opener, and they even does the dance in Spider-Man 3. I was like, that's classic. And right there, that opener. Speaking of which, while I'm talking about this, that opener is a great way to open the movie. It opened up with a comic book panel like, let's do this one more time. You already know who I am. You already seen the things I do. I'm Spider-Man. I enjoy doing it. I love it. I love how the opener works. And they do that opener multiple times with different Spider-Men and Spider-Women, I should say, because but it worked every time. You thought it was like, oh my gosh, we're going to do this again. But they kind of play on the fact that we're going to do this opener again one last time. And I love how they do that. But anyway, so Miles ended up running into Peter Parker, or his timeline Spider-Man, who gets killed by the Kingpin, who's trying to bring back his wife and daughter, who gets killed in a car accident because they saw Kingpin fighting Spider-Man and they're trying to get away from Kingpin. So he's trying to bring him back, and so go back in time and bring him back to his reality. But by doing that, he actually messes up the multiverse and brings in different Spider-Man and women from different areas. So like you get Gwen Stacy, who everybody knows is the one that Peter Parker, like, that she gets killed. One of Peter Parker's first girlfriends try to save her, she gets killed. Well, in her universe, it's the reverse, and she's the one who becomes Spider-Man or Spider-Woman or Spider-Gwen, however they call her. So she's pretty cool. She's a pretty cool, competent character. And then you get Peter Parker, who's been Spider-Man for 20 years, Peter B. Parker, who's going through real life problems. He's going through a divorce with Mary Jane. He doesn't want kids, and she does. He loses, he lets himself go and gets overweight, out of shape. It's great. He wears sweatpants in Spider-Man costume. Like, he hit a new low, and he meets Miles. And he wants Miles, and Miles wants like to learn from him. And he's like, I guess so. Why not? Then you get Spider-Ham, an anime Spider-Girl, Penny Parker, who's like super intense. Anytime she was on screen, she did her transformation. It was super intense. Like, oh my gosh, the art. And last one before I get into the art, Spider-Noir, somebody's yelling at me right now, I messed his name up. Noir. Noir, Spider-Man Noir, who's like a 1929 Spider-Man, but all his whole comic books in black and white. Anyway, the characters, like, he keeps the black and white and always winds blowing. He keeps that styling. Penny Parker keeps the anime kind of style, and then Spider-Ham keeps like the cartoony Porky Pig kind of style. And I loved it. I love how each of those characters mashed together, but it didn't distract from the movie. It didn't take you out of it. You saw like, okay, Spider-Ham, Penny Parker, and Spider-Noir. That's it. Noir. Come on, man. Noir. How they all come together, but they all like never look like too out of place out of this movie. They all meshed together, and it was able to work. I'm not sure how they did this, but it was able to work. The art and the styling worked. It was phenomenal. It was great. Loved it. Loved it. So, in a way, Miles becomes Spider-Man. He's trying to learn how to become Spider-Man. And there's a point in this movie where Spider-Noir even said this is a pretty hardcore origin story, because Miles' uncle is like the Prowler, who I mentioned. I saw him on the screen. I was like, the Prowler's in this movie? Hold up, what? You don't get to see him in any comic book movie. Here he is. So he is Miles' uncle, and Miles finds this out. His uncle finds out that he is Spider-Man, and he gets shot by Kingpin. So that gives Miles a little more motivation to become Spider-Man and become like a hero and try to want to avenge his father, avenge his uncle, which is like one of his role models. Him and his dad is one of his role model, and he also trying to make his father proud. His father told him, "I'm proud of you no matter what you do, man," which was a pretty cool scene, because Spider-Man is like tied up in this movie, and his dad's explaining to him how proud he is, and that's what Miles really wants. He wants, like, his father's admiration. He wants to be like he wants his uncle's admiration, and he really tries to strive for those two things. You can see his uncle's more loose and laid back. His father's more uptight. He's a cop, so he's like more like a rule follower, more like somebody who abides the law and wants to like give justice. And he's a cop that loves what he does. And you have the uncle who's more like laid back, chill person, but also he's a villain. Like, what plot twist? But I like how the two contrast there, and they both kind of balance the best of both of them, which is really neat there. And the one thing about this movie that, and it's urgent with every Spider-Man movie, is that Spider-Man never tells his family or his friends who he really is. Peter Parker never reveals it. Miles doesn't reveal it to his father in this movie. I feel like he should have. I feel like he should have revealed it to his father, but he didn't. And I was like, oh my gosh, come on, man. But at the same time, his father doesn't like Spider-Man. His father even says that he doesn't hate Spider-Man, but he also doesn't like the way he runs stuff. And that right there would make anybody say like, well, my dad don't like this mass hero that I'm becoming. Why would I tell my dad I'm the new Spider-Man? And it made perfect sense. Another thing I like about this movie, so that's one gripe about the movie, but the another positive I like about this movie is how the love interest between Gwen Stacy and Miles, it doesn't hit that like, oh my gosh, we went this whole event, we're now boyfriend girlfriends. It doesn't hit that. I'll say, let's be friends, but you can see there's some kind of connection there. Now I feel like Miles is the only dude who can be put in his friend zone, and so I get out of the friend zone. But you can see there's a connection there. They don't force it; they let it breathe. And I love that, because most superhero movies, they always force love, like, and it never really hits well. And this one, I'm excited to see another movie because I want to see how that relationship between them grow to something more. See, characters. Everybody in this movie is great. Everybody from Shameik Moore, who plays Miles Morales, Jake Johnson, who plays Peter B. Parker, Haley Steinfeld, who plays Gwen Stacy, I knew it, it's always one. Mahershala Ali, that's not right. Mahershala Ali. I missed one dude up every time. I should have a counter if I'm trying to do this. He plays Uncle Aaron. Brian Tyree Henry plays Jeffrey Davis. Who else got here? John Mulaney plays Spider-Ham. Kimiko Glenn plays Penny Parker. Nicolas Cage plays Spider-Man Noir. Lee Shriver, who in this movie, he plays Kingpin. I had no idea when I saw that. Like, what? He plays Kingpin, which, great. And then last but not least, Chris Pine, who plays Peter Parker. Yeah, man, this whole cast is phenomenal. It is great. It is phenomenal. I don't know what to say about this movie. That is just really, really great. It's a great movie. Now, last thoughts. The music is great. The coloring piece, everything about this movie is great. The animation is phenomenal. The story is well written. It's a great story. It works. It's not the same old copy and paste Spider-Man story. It mixes up everything. Probably one of the best Spider-Man movies there ever been. It's just really great. It's a really great movie. I didn't think it would be all that when I first watched it. And here I am. And I hate when people tell me something like, you gotta watch this, gotta watch it, which builds up the hype. And then when you finally see it, you're like, that wasn't a great movie at all. This one right here lives up to the hype. It's very worth the watch. Great. So with that being said, before I jump into grading time, before I jump into this is a Friday night movie, which you probably know what my answers to those are. The one thing that, if you're a Spider-Man fan, the villains in this movie, like the Prowler, Green Goblin, Scorpion, Dr. Ock, who one is played by Catherine Hahn. Great. I love her voice. I love how she made Doc Ock seem like somebody who was like really trustworthy, but also kind of somebody who's like, I'm kind of attracted to his voice and kind of attracted to his character for some reason. Like, I like how Doc Ock was a female and it's kind of like a sadistic, but like, kind of like, I wouldn't call her sexy, but sadistic. The way she talked was like not. It's like, I guess I would say it was calming, but at the same time she was kicking Spider-Man's butt. It was weird. Not sexy, but almost attractive. It was weird. I don't know, the character they written Doc Ock's movie was unique, and I liked it. I'm not sure what it was, but I liked it. And I liked how like the villains were the same villains, but they all wasn't the same exact villains. It wasn't the same as that Green Goblin with the mask on. It was like some kind of giant monster kind of thing. Or Doc Ock was a female instead of a guy. I love that. I love how this universe, how the movie had leeway with their characters and how they did it. Okay, is this a movie you should watch on a Friday night? Heck yes. Get your friends, get your family, watch this movie, enjoy it. Now, grading time. I'm going to grade Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse a solid, I'm going A+. Let's go A+ on this one. This movie was well written. The colors worked, the music worked, everything about this movie was great. I couldn't really find like anything to really get upset about. Like as far as like besides Spider-Man not telling his family who he is, which he always does, and goes to this whole, oh my gosh, I can't tell them because they know the truth. Other than that, this movie is great. I cannot complain about this movie. A+ for me, phenomenal movie. If you've seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, what do you think? Please let me know. Please put it in the comment section below and tell me your thoughts on it. Thank you guys for watching this episode. Please like, share, subscribe, follow, whatever platform you listen to on. Please do that. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching this episode. See you next time and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment in the comment section below, and please subscribe for more episodes of Grind Towards Success, movie breakdowns, or whatever it is you're watching on my channel. I have different stuff from interviews to other movie reviews to wrestling reviews. If you're a wrestling fan, please subscribe if you want to see all that and see what's going on. Also, you can follow me on Snapchat here, follow me on Instagram there to see what I'm doing in my personal life as well as my business and Ninja Warrior. And lastly, you can watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success here, and you can watch the last episode of movie breakdowns there. Thank you guys once again. I really appreciate it. See you next time. Keep being awesome.